welcome everyone to today's webinar, App Smashing, Combining Book Widgets and Other EdTech Tools. My name's Kate Baker. I'm the head of community engagement here at BookWidgets, but I'm also a longtime veteran educator. I taught high school English for 20 years and also am a adjunct professor for the College of New Jersey. So excited to share all this stuff with you. If you are new to BookWidgets, BookWidgets is a content creation and evaluation tool that will help teachers support their students' learning process from beginning to end. And we do that with a variety of things that will help you. So first off, we have our widget and question templates. We got 40 different widget activity templates and 36 different question types, 30 of which are auto-scored. So everything that you could need for building a variety of professional and interactive lessons for your students. We're also integrated with many of your learning management systems so that you and your students can engage in a familiar learning environment. And you can monitor student progress live if you're using the learning management system, but even through our reporting dashboard, you can get some insightful statistics if you're just using, through the web and just sharing links. So on the agenda for today's webinar, we're going to take a look at why we want to add other tools to BookWidgets. In which widgets can you insert other tools? What kind of tools can be integrated and how does it work? And I'm using tools as kind of like a broad word to cover like media, multimedia stuff, whether it's audio, video, images, or, embedded websites. Like, wait till you see all the things that you can do. So let's first begin with why. Well, first off, again, making it easy for integration of multimedia, so that you can be multimodal with the content that you're sharing with your students so that they can make their thinking visible, so they can, play. And sometimes, 1+1 = 3. Like the synergy that you get from combining multiple things together is pretty powerful. You can vary engagement and add some delight to your widgets by integrating some of these other tools. Absolutely expand BookWidgets functionality. Wait till you see, oh my gosh, all the examples to share with you. And because it is easy, that's another reason why you might want to do it. So joining us today, we got some special guests. So first, Caroline, I'm going to stop screen sharing and let you share a bit about yourself and the tool, which is a really neat video thing. So I'm going to stop my share. And you should be able to go, right?
All right. Yes. It looks like you're still sharing.
Okay, let's try that. Let's try that again. Stop share.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
All right. And I'm going to make sure I am spotlit for everybody. So I'm nice and big. Hello.
Nice.
Kate, thank you so much for having me and today. We got to know Kate at a conference last year, and we're really excited to be here with BookWidgets. I am actually a former teacher as well. I work for now, and I'm a customer success manager. But before I came here 2 years ago, I was a high school theater teacher for the last 8 years. So, so I know what it means to be looking for great tools to integrate in your classroom, and is one of those. So, just to it is called like you are agreeing with someone. Our CEO likes to say that he named it that so that you can say the name while you are eating. So while you're chewing a piece of pizza, you can still tell people where we are from. So, but we're a web-based video creation and presentation tool. So I'm actually presenting. I'm not screen sharing or anything, but I'm presenting all of my information through our tool, and I have it just hooked up into Zoom. So our motto at is great at explaining things. So it's perfect for educators of any kind, for for trainers, for sales folks, or anyone who presents live over Zoom or Google Meet, WebEx, or who likes to use recorded video. So to give you a little rundown of what we do, what I wanted to do here is I actually created a video called in 90 seconds. And it's going to tell you exactly what our tool does. And it was all made with as well. So you can kind of see how it's great for explaining and teaching things. So I'm going to remove myself here, fade myself out, and just take a little look. Hi, I'm Caroline, and I'm going to show you how can help you nail your presentation on live or recorded video. Makes you a part of your presentation. Your audience never has to choose between looking at you or your content. It's really easy to set up and control. Here's a quick tour. Control how you look on the right side of the screen. Make yourself bigger or smaller, add effects, or change your background. Add visuals from the toolbar at the top of the screen. You can do screen shares, text slides, and more. You can also upload presentations from PowerPoint, Keynote, or PDF. Down here is the slide tray. You can add new slides and organize your presentation, and each slide has its own settings. So you can go from this to this without having to mess with any controls. When you're ready to present, connect to a video call. Works with Zoom, Meet, Teams, WebEx, and anything that allows a virtual camera. You can also make a recording of your presentation. As you record, automatically creates sections called chapters. They make editing really easy. Don't stress about making a mistake. You can trim it out, record a new chapter, and then just drag it into place. If you have a presentation partner, invite them to join you from here. Invite up to 10 people to be live on screen. Give it a try. It's free to download. You and your ideas deserve to be understood. Can help. So that is in a nutshell. And all of that I created, that video, all of that was made using and then I was able to kind of pull all of that into Zoom or wherever I'm presenting. So if you want to know more and you'd like to download the product, which is free for a year for educators. So you just head to app and you can download for whichever computer system you have. And we have a lot of great information there as well. And then if you'd like that free year, if you are an educator, you just have to write into support and they'll verify that you are a teacher or educator and they will give you that free year. So this is one of those things that, especially during the height of pandemic, when many of us were home teaching and trying to figure all of that out, this was one of those tools I wish that I had. So, yeah, that's what I got for you today. And again, thank you so much, Kate and BookWidgets, for having us. I can't wait to learn more about you all.
Yay! Thanks, Caroline. So I just dropped in the chat a link to a playlist. So I've played, even though I'm not in right now for this webinar, I have made, and my colleague Cheryl and I made a whole series of videos on teacher tips for, using BookWidgets and doing some of the like fun things. And all of those videos in that playlist were made with So, I know how good it is.
Exactly. You just agree.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I will also drop the website in the chat as well so that folks can click there and check it out. And of course, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat or schedule a little meeting with an onboarding specialist, and we're happy to walk you through as well.
Awesome. And when we get to the video quiz and all the places where you can put video content into BookWidgets, I absolutely want you to share some, just some good tips and tricks or pointers for those videos that teachers can create. So
Will do. That sounds great.
awesome. Okay. I'm going to
Thanks.
pop back to slides. I know I should have used to be able to do this, but we're all good. All right. So our second guest couldn't be here live today, but she did share with us a video that will give you a good overview of our second guest, which is Genially. Now, there's so many different tools that you are going to be able to use within BookWidgets. And wait till you see all the crazy examples. But these two tools that my special guests for today, Caroline from mmhmm and Kat Spencer from Genially, I love being able to use these within BookWidget stuff. So let me play this video from Kat, and you get an idea of
Hey
what
everyone, it's Kat from Genially. I'm so
Genially
sorry
is.
I can't be with you today for your awesome app smashing webinar, but thank you so much to our amazing friends from BookWidgets for allowing me to do this little video for you. So, what is Genially? Genially is a fantastic freemium platform where you can create interactive teaching and learning materials. Literally, you can create anything: quizzes, escape games, presentations, breakouts, board games. The limits are really endless, but everything becomes interactive. So you can see here a little example of what your teaching and learning materials might look like without Genially. It's static. We've got a text, we've got an image, we've got something there which we've tried to make engaging, we've got a YouTube video, but I'm losing my students in the learning journey if I click on that because they're being taken outside of the resource. But with Genially, everything becomes interactive. So you can see this fantastic animal cell has now become an interactive adventure. You can also integrate, and this is where the cool app smash comes in, where you can integrate Genially into other apps, and also you can integrate other apps into Genially. Here you've got an example of a YouTube video, but I'm sure Kate is going to show you some fantastic examples of how you can integrate BookWidgets with Genially and vice versa. The fantastic thing about Genially as well are all of our incredible templates. So this is what the Genially platform looks like. These are our escape games. So you have hundreds and thousands of templates where all you have to do is add the content. All the hard work of making it engaging for your students has been taken care of by the Genially team. You can see here's one of my favorite escape game templates. So we're making the idea of creating any interactive activity, especially games, super easy. It's all for free as well. Genially is a free platform, and we have loads of premium plans once you start to use us more. But definitely take a look, and thank you so much to BookWidgets for inviting us along.
Yay. I love both of these tools, and I have used Genially in the past also to make interactive tours.
Hey
Nope, we don't
everyone,
hear her again. Much as I love Kat, there we go. I've used Genially in the past to make like demo spaces for web pages, interactive tours, in addition to like content for students. So much. And if you did like go crazy, I want you to, as I share all of these examples with you, and yes, I'm going to share kind of like one tool at a time, partnered with BookWidgets, but you really could get very creative and have everything together. You really could. You could app smash multiple tools together and go nuts. So you could totally have the trifecta. So when we think about where do we want to insert tools within BookWidgets, and again, I'm using tools as a broad term here for anything that we're going to app smash together. So any content or platform. You can absolutely throw it into the quiz, the worksheet, the split whiteboard, the video quiz, the web quest, the hotspot image, and the planner widgets. But also, you could also add much of this content into any widget that has the instructions field. So you can, again, get really creative. So I want to share some different examples with you and just kind of show off how you can do this. So within the worksheet and quiz widgets, because they're essentially the same, both have all those 36 different question types. The difference is quizzes show you one question at a time, whereas the worksheet is the long scrollable page. And you can always add in any of your multimedia content or tools within a question by using the rich text editor. So, images, a video, audio, and a web embed that you could do. So I have lots of examples. And then when the webinar is over and you get that email with the link to the recording, you're also going to get the link to the slides, because there is no way that I'm going to be able to show you every single example, but you will be able to go exploring and to play. So all of these are clickable, so make sure you go play with that. And then also within the split worksheet and split whiteboard, you can also add in multimedia tools to the text section. So within the split worksheet, pull up this one. So here I've done, it's a split worksheet. I have content on one side for the students to work with. I can slide this back and forth if I want to make the content bigger or the questions bigger. And on the other side, I have my questions to scroll through. And I've done a really simple app smash with this one. I've just embedded a video that I've made. So if you make your videos, or if you have any other video content that you've made or found, you can easily embed it into your split worksheet. Have students, watch the video. You can even continue scrolling to interact with some additional content. And then, they answer the questions on the other side. Pretty much anything that has a web embed code can be added inside BookWidgets. Here is a split whiteboard. And this one has a Google Sheet embedded in it. So you have the Google Sheet information on the one side, and then on the other, we have our canvas with a kind of grid background. You can change your colors, you can change the size of the ink, and you can plot the things on the graph, draw your lines, etc. So again, you can be really creative with this, and you could embed multiple things. It doesn't have to just be one tool at a time. I've mentioned that video quiz before. So the video quiz enables you to add questions to a video, and where you can add in question points to check students' understanding. So you can, of course, take your big video or YouTube video, whatever you found from YouTube or Vimeo, and then you can add questions at key points. So let me show you. So this is actually one of my favorite usage of video, is to record things that I don't necessarily want to repeat during class, or things that I'm tired of repeating. So the beginning of my school year, I don't stand in front of my students and read aloud to them my class expectations and procedures. I make a video for it. And then I give them 2 weeks to go watch this video with their parents. And then as they watch it, you'll see, welcome to English 9 with Mrs. My visuals are just documents that I've used in the past. So I don't need to be a crazy videographer. I'm, just share my screen and record it. I'm talking through a document that I will also print and give to my students. And then at key moments in the video, it will pop out to a question where I can check their understanding. Then they can hit the button and continue on to video. What I love about this is that you can customize it so that students can't, like I'm going to do, skip ahead to the next question. You can set it up so that students have to watch the video and can't skip forward or backwards. You can also enable it that students can adjust or not adjust the playback speed, because we know how they love to watch things on 2 times speed and get through it. And then you'll see within the question types themselves, you can add in media as well. So here's an audio record question. So I asked them to share their thoughts. I got the drag and drop. I have, a picture, multiple choice question. I even asked them to prove to me that they've watched it, that they can take a picture of themselves and submit it in. And I've done this in the past where I've asked them to take a picture of themselves, their parent, and the computer screen so I can kind of be in the picture with them. And then this is just a great activity to do some level setting. And then if you do a back to school night in your school community, then your parents already know who you are. And this was so magical to me when I was teaching, that I would do this video lesson with them. And then on back to school night, as my parents turned the corner into the hallway, they would see me standing at the door ready to say hi and greet them. And they would say to me, "Oh, Mrs. Baker, I know you. Hi, nice to meet you already." And I didn't have to worry about trying to break the ice with them because we already were establishing some expectations with this type of video. Caroline, do you have any recommendations also on other materials or things that they could use to create visuals for their video?
Yeah, sure. So I am all about reusing things, especially as a teacher, like former teacher. I totally understand that. So definitely any kinds of presentations or like Google Docs, things that you've created before in specifically, you can pull all of those in really easily and share them via your screen. So let's see what else. Pretty much with specifically, the sky's the limit. So you can add, like I embedded the video that I've already created. So instead of me sitting here and writing out my script and spieling to you, might as well use something I already have. So so use the tool that I already created from. So so yeah, I'm a big proponent of use things you have. And then one other thing about is one thing, I would create these long PowerPoint presentations, especially for like theater history and things. And then I'd want to update, I'd want to update certain things. But sometimes when you make a video, I think, oh my gosh, am I going to have to redo this whole video just to update 2 or 3 slides? Well, with you can go in and actually republish your video. So you can edit any video that you've published. And then let's say I wanted to create, whatever I'm in right now, I wanted to create a different video and I wanted to put something else up here. What I could do is I could go into my videos I've already created, edit it, re-record whatever I wanted this section to say or be, put different media in here, edit it, and then just click republish and then it would automatically update that video. So wherever that video
Nice.
lives. So things like that. I'm big proponent of using what you already have.
Nice. I also think too, it's really powerful when you're showing, and we're not Hollywood. Like when I do these webinars, I don't have a hair and makeup person come in to spiff me up.
Me
But
neither.
I also know that it's really important and powerful for making connections that I kind of get over that, self-consciousness of how I look, that I'm not a Hollywood model, but yet it's so important to have my face and have my voice visible to my students when we're doing videos, because it's for that power of connection and that sense of community. So any tool that you can do that, I think is really, really powerful to incorporate too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know at we also say we want to make you the star of your content, not the other way around.
I love that.
You don't want to be a head in the box. We want your students to listen to you. And just like you said, to connect with you. And that makes,
Yeah.
even just starting the school year off, they know who you are. And that's awesome.
So you can take that video and embed it anywhere in the rich text editor. For the video quiz, you will have to put that video that you make into YouTube first or Vimeo first before you can turn it into a video quiz. So just want to make sure that that's clear, that for the video quiz specifically, you have to do that extra step of YouTube and Vimeo. That's just the way we work behind the scenes. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, for making more extensive lessons and adding some different content, whether it's web embeds or videos or text or images, the WebQuest widget is phenomenal for that type of stuff. To be able to package and really create a pathway of learning for your students. So this is a web quest on World Migratory Bird Day, which actually was just a couple of days ago. So we have, images that are embedded in here for folks to explore. We have, some infographics, and on each of the different tabs, being able to, again, watch a video, continue on, and see some differentiated instruction. Again, you're packaging all of your things together and then being able to embed different activities. So you could have widgets inside of widgets and really set your students off on a learning pathway. So here we have all of these different widgets that are embedded inside of this particular web quest. And with just a click of a button, you're able to go on this journey of learning. So like I said, I have so much stuff to share with you all, but you're going to have to go spend a little bit of time engaging with all of this because we could spend hours here together today. Another type of widget to think about with integration is the hotspot image. So within the hotspot, you can add in, again, images, text, videos, and other widgets. So when you open up the hotspot, here we have a map and we have some indicators of where the hotspots are. You can customize this and make it like hidden hotspots. You can change, you don't like the dots, you want something else, you want a different background image. You can totally do that too. And then when you click on each thing, here we have a TikTok video that pops out.
This is one of the 7 wonders of the world.
This BookWidgets probably should be one of the 7 wonders of the world, but you can, again, go in and check out some of the content that's within here and embed things within things. So lots in that. And then same, also very similar to our WebQuest widget, is creating a pathway of learning. Whereas the WebQuest can kind of be like a workbook that they're turning the pages and navigating through. The Planner widget will give you a great pathway. So here within the planner, this example, we have each of these different boxes is another step for directions or something that you want the students to do. Within the plus sign up here, you can even add in additional things to make a choice board to bring that in. And then you'll notice that the content is multimedia. We have some audio that can be embedded within your planner. So I'm going to come down here. I'll do this one.
Hier kan je oefenen met flashcards.
So you can support your language learners by having things read or spoken in different languages to support their learning journey. And then again, being able to embed things within. I click the link, it'll take me to the flashcards where they can practice. So widgets inside of widgets is a wonderful thing to do. All right, so I'm giving you some ideas of like what widgets in BookWidgets will embed all this stuff, but let's go from the other direction. What media and tools can be integrated? So we've talked about, mentioned some Genially, but there's even more. So let's first take a look at images. Really easy to do some app smashing and incorporate multimedia stuff to jazz up your widget activities. We have our PhEt integration, so you don't have to go elsewhere to go find images. You just, in that rich text editor, click the embed image, the drop-down appears. If you want to choose an image from your own files, you can upload from your device. You can import from Google Drive if you connect it, and you can also find an image online through that PhEt integration. And then you can edit the image if you need to, change the size, crop some things out accordingly. Audio is also great. So wherever you see that rich text editor, you will be able to add both images, audio, embed, and video. So here within, we have audio. So if you have, Spotify, you want to be able to embed some audio from Spotify. This is a great podcast, The Poop Collector. So we have the Spotify is embedded on the one side of this split worksheet, and then on the other, we have our questions to check for understanding. And every widget activity I'm going to show you is going to look different because, again, you can customize everything from the background, from the fonts, the font size, the colors, you name it. But here we have that Spotify embed. SoundCloud is another great place to go for audio. Here we have an interview. We have some SoundCloud stuff over here on the one side that's embedded. So you can listen to some music and then answer the questions. I know this activity is in French, but again, we can support multiple languages. It doesn't have to just be English. And then how about some Apple iPod, no, podcasts. iPod's the hardware. And again, here's that poop collector. And this is on Apple Podcasts. So again, if your content is in different places, most of your podcasts are on multiple platforms. So if you're using one versus the other, you probably could find some good content to embed. All right, so let's take a look at some video. Oh, look, there's an example. Huh. So again, within BookWidgets, you can use that rich text editor. You can embed anything from YouTube. So here we have a widget inside of a widget. It's a split whiteboard. We have, you can spin the wheel and then on the other side to be able to draw what you see. So you could have a YouTube video that they're watching and then answer some questions or sorry, draw a diagram on the one side. From Vimeo, same thing, you know, here we have another split whiteboard, split worksheet. They watch the Vimeo that's embedded, scroll down, we have some audio and even some self-evaluation with a rubric question. TikTok can get a bad rap for whatever reason, but really TikTok can be great for learning. So here we have a TikTok video embedded on one side. Students are engaging and listening to it, and then they read aloud and record their voice on the other side of this split worksheet. And then here comes the example. So this was me. I recorded this video about human-centered design. So this is also a split. No, actually, this is a split worksheet. But what I did was not just, I embedded the from the site. So Caroline, when you talked before about updating your video, if you ever make changes, that would work with this particular configuration that I have because I embedded the video, sharing it from grab that embed link, dropped it here, and then you'll see that's why this sign in is there too. So yeah, any thoughts or comments about this way?
Yeah,
to
that's
do
an
video?
amazing. I was just thinking, I was like, oh, this is such an amazing way to use and that brought up a great point. So you can download your videos so you as an MP4, but if you do that, then if you did need to update, that MP4 wouldn't update. You would need to embed the link like you did, Kate. So that's awesome. That's super cool.
The only thing I would say though is just, and this is just from a design standpoint of thinking about this, is just that everyone's got to understand that the sign in button up here is for signing into that because I'm embedding the page, it's not, this isn't like a sign in for BookWidgets. Follow me on that one? Yeah.
Correct. But correct me if I'm wrong. The in BookWidgets, your students could play this without signing in, correct?
Right. Oh yeah. Like I could hit
Okay.
play right now.
Great, great, great.
Hi, I'm Kate Baker, veteran educator and Edtech. Yay. Yep. So they could play it
Fantastic.
without, they don't have to sign in. I just want everyone to understand why those buttons were up there and how they got there. So it's just from the embed part, but yeah. So
Awesome,
that's what,
great.
woo, see, get a little crazy sliding my back and forth with that. Yay. All right, let's see. Okay, so now here comes some examples. Here's one with Genially in it. So this particular one, and this one. So I'm gonna use the Chrome browser for translating it for me. Yay! I'm gonna accept all cookies. And on one side we have, here's the presentation made in Genially. And then The other is questions that would check students' understanding. So we're using that split worksheet again. So this is great for having content side by side. So we're learning about Molière and Tartuffe. And they can, again, click through. I have it currently muted. There is audio.
Lorsqu'en 1664, Molière écrit et met en scène le Tartuffe.
So there's like, you know, again, making it multimedia, which is fantastic. It's not just visual, but there's some audio components that you can build into it and again, make it really super interactive with students engaging with the content that's on within the presentation. If you're using another tool, Prezi is another one to try out. So again, you're saying same thing. I'm using that split worksheet, check my students' questions on one side, and then on the other, we're going to do that Prezi. There we go. Where they can learn about and click into things. I remember when Prezi first came out that I was so not used to this notion of like zooming into something. It actually made me a little like almost like seasick in a way. I was like, oh, motion sickness. But yeah, being able to play and love the multi-directional things to engage with your content. Google Slides, easy peasy to do Google Slides if you want to just embed Google Slides as themselves. Or again, you could be app smashing with multiple tools and you have it be, you know, you're using your slides to create a video that you then embed. So here we have that embed. I can click through the slides and answer the questions on the one side. So a lot of this is like show and tell. And again, want to inspire all of you with some ideas of what you can do with your own content. So if Google Slides isn't your thing, you can also do a PowerPoint, embed your PowerPoint. You'll see it's the same content. And then here I have my questions to check my understanding. So presentations can go in there. And then holy moly, science and math folks, I really wish some of these tools were around when I was a student, and maybe I wouldn't have been an English teacher if that was the case. But some other EdTech tools to check out. Padlet is great for doing kind of a digital bulletin board space where you can get some, you know, collaborative, you know, at least get some group think. Because remember in BookWidgets, it is not collaborative like a Google Doc. The teacher shares the link out to their students. Each student gets their own widget activity to do and to submit. But where you could build in a little bit of collaboration or group thinking is embedding a Padlet on one side of this split worksheet. And you can see all the folks that have contributed, and then having questions on the other side.
Hey,
or some
it looks like
guiding
you stopped
activities.
sharing. I don't know if you meant to do that or not.
No, let's
Okay.
reshare. I wonder if it like just didn't like all the things I was sharing.
Sometimes Zoom can do that.
Yeah. There we go. Thanks for catching that, Caroline.
Oh
'cause I
yeah,
would've
no
been here
problem.
like,
There you
"La,
go.
la, la, la,
We're all
la."
good now.
Aren't these great? Don't you guys all love them? Okay. Yeah. So you can see the Padlets here on one side, and for that collaborative group think. And then on the other, it can be a more independent, personal, could even be using like some brainstorming before you're ready to go post on the more public space of the Padlet. Padlet's a great tool too, because you can also configure it so that, you know, this is visible to anyone who has the link, or you could make it like public for a really broad sharing experience, but you can contain it to how you want to do with your students. PhEt is awesome. This is out of the University of Colorado. Yep, come on. Open link a new window. There we go. So PhEt is some various simulations. So you could learn about the law of intensities and play with this simulation, do the things within here, and practice the stuff that you've learned. And then you could document your learning by grabbing a screenshot that shows what you've created. We also are able to do some crazy math latex formatting. You can do all the math terminology and special characters within BookWidgets. And again, making your thinking visible, making your students' thinking visible. How about Geogebra? Here's another one. So here they're working on the Pythagorean theorem. They're going to calculate the diagonal, and this is an embedded GeoGebra activity within here. So the students can, if I knew math, I would know what to type in here, but to work with this simulation, and then they can take a screenshot and document the learning very easily and submit it to the teacher. You could also have students use a whiteboard question and have them upload their screenshots and then even annotate them as well. So you could get really crazy with screenshots and annotations to show student thinking. Here's another video tool. Here's Flip. So Flip used to be called Flipgrid. So here we have the Flip is on the one side. To join the topic, you got to sign in, but then be able to answer the questions on the other. So again, doing something kind of more collaborative. Flip allows you to record video that is like an asynchronous video conversation. Students can watch one another, and then the questions over here, though, will only be submitted to the students. And let's go back to the slides. Learning apps is another one for you science teachers and math folks. So here we've integrated some learning apps within this widget. So this is actually a worksheet. So we have a text question up here, but we're using the rich text editor to be able to embed the learning app that's within this question. And then as we scroll down, you can see here's the other questions for the student to answer. So as they go through, and they can click, for whatever reason, my clicks aren't working, but you'll be able to play with that and go exploring. And then you could always do, here we go. Some online documents. You can always embed your Google Docs, your Google Sheets, a Word, an Excel, or a PDF. So again, repurposing the stuff you already have, you can embed them within BookWidgets very easily. How about some social media? So I know Twitter is not called Twitter, it's called X, but I'm going to die on that sword and still call it Twitter till the day I'm done with social media. So here we've embedded a tweet on one side for students to take a look at in this split worksheet, and then they can scroll down and see and take a look at the answers. Type in some responses there. You could also embed Instagram. So again, anything that has an embed code, you grab the embed code and you can insert it into BookWidgets. So here is a worksheet widget. So we have this is embedded in this Instagram post. And you can even click through to see some different things and scroll down to answer some questions and submit it to the teacher. Here's a TikTok again. So there you go, is your TikTok, watch it, and then answer questions on the one other side to engage with and know about centrifugal force. Say that 10 times fast. Does can you push out your videos to social media, Caroline? Just wondering.
So sort of. We are still right now working on vertical video. Right now, we are the ideal shape for a PowerPoint or a Zoom or that kind of thing. It's a 16:9 ratio. But that is it's in our future plan very soon to be able to do virtual video as well.
Ooh, fun.
Yes, coming soon. Stay tuned.
Nice. Some other tools to take a look at. Google Maps, integrating with that. We have our Google Map widget, but you could also, this is a worksheet, embed the Google Map itself. So if you wanted to have, additional questions, here we have the audio record question for students to speak. And then they interact with this walking map, a public transport map, and then they can submit to the teacher. Let's take a look at another one. Here's Google Street View. So we also have our image carousel widget and the Google Map widget get really crazy with Google Maps and even Street View. But here we show this embedded in a split worksheet where the students can interact with the Google Map on the one side and then answer the questions and share out information on the other. Here, Educaplay. So, oop, that one didn't load very well. We'll have to go back and check that one. And BookWidgets. So being able to embed a widget inside of a widget. I love embedding the random spinner within a BookWidget activity and then having the questions on the other side for them to do some different tasks to demonstrate their learning. So it's a fun way with the random spinner to do some choice and to get them to randomly, but it's not really so random because you're the one putting in the material on the spinner. So, okay, so how does all this work? I keep mentioning this embed code. So first off, no matter what tool you're using, you've got to find that embed code. You're going to create the widget, copy paste it, that embed code. And then there's some special cases for video, document, social media, and widget. So for videos and any tool that has an embed code, you got to go find an embed code first. So go to go to YouTube, go to Geogebra, wherever it may be, Prezi, find that code. And you're going to want to make sure it gets turned into an iframe. So you're looking for this kind of caret / caret or bracket icon. And sometimes that also could be hidden in behind some other logos. So, you know, maybe the share icon, this upload icon, the 3 dots, or the hamburger menu. You may find those embed codes behind those icons. But wherever it may be, you want to copy that embed code. You're going to then go pick your widget. So I showed you split worksheet is great for having content side by side, having your tools side by side, but you could also embed anything within the rich text formatting on your instruction widgets. I'll show you where to look for that too in just a second. So you're going to go copy paste that embed code into BookWidgets. So if you have the link, you have the URL. Sometimes we take care of the iframe for you. Other times you might have to go find an iframe site to just get the coding done. But I'm going to back out of slides. And Carolyn, you should be able to see my, yes, behind scenes of BookWidgets. So here I'm logged into BookWidgets. I'm going to go to widgets and into my widgets. And then I'm just going to pull up, again, if you want to make a new widget, you can always hit that blue button to create a new widget and go find a widget to create. So I'll just grab that split worksheet because I kept talking about that. In BookWidgets, you're always going to work left to right, top to bottom. Give your widget a name. Come on. Or not, because my keyboard doesn't want to type it. Let's make sure. All right. Within the widget, you're going to go to the text. Underneath questions, you're going to go to text. And then rich text is where you can type in text. You can type in whatever you want. And then you can embed multiple things. So you can embed that video. You can embed the image. So here's that insert video if you have the link for it, or if you want to upload. You can insert audio. You could also use the record feature. So you don't, if you have a file, that's great, but then you could also, I'm recording this audio right now in BookWidgets. You can check it. I'm recording this audio right now in BookWidgets. You can exit out and do a different one, or if you want to download it, you could always download it. I'm going to hit accept, and then you'll see a play bar appear there. And then you can always embed too that URL. So if you have a URL to any of your things that you've been making, whether it's Genially, whatever the link may be, you drop that URL in there and then it will automatically add it to the other side. Yeah. And then also from this top pane, if you don't want rich text and you want to just embed a PDF, you could do that. Or if you just want to embed one thing, that web embed, here it is. You just grab that code, you have the URL, you drop it in and give it. Or if you have the, if you have the URL, you can just add that in. And if you have the iframe code, you can also select that and just drop that in and we'll take care of it all for you embedding. So that's just a quick behind the scenes of where to drop in that embed code. Oh, and let me show you one other spot. Close this out. I'm going to go back into, let's say, a quiz. Edit it. And then I'm going to go over here to the general tab. So general is where you're going to be able to access all of the things that you want to customize as far as settings, scoring options, startup password, et cetera, et cetera. But we're going to go here to instructions. And then you'll see in instructions, this is where you can embed that also images, video, audio, a web page, even a table. You can insert that stuff with this rich text. Every widget that has this instructions field will have that capability. So if I close this one, I'm going to say don't update. I'm just going to go grab one of our game widgets. I'm going to grab a jigsaw puzzle just for fun. We're in general. Scroll down. There's my instructions. Every widget will let you embed something. So even on those different types of widgets that you're not sure of what you want to, or you want to do game widgets, you can always incorporate it into the instructions spot. And then when it comes to the questions, I'm going to come back to the quiz just so you can see this one. When I go and add a question within your question types, so let's say I'll do a multiple choice. Here's that rich text editor. I too can embed any multimedia inside a question. So you can do it on the whole widget level, but then if you're doing individual questions, you can insert media into there too. So you could drop your videos, your Geniallys, you name it, you could embed it inside of a question in addition to the big widget. All right, now some special cases though. So for videos, the rich text editor is easiest. You don't need an embed code, you just drop it in. And you can also choose if you want to have certain timing within your video. Like if you don't want to show a whole 10-minute video and you only want to show a clip, you can also do that too. And within a video quiz, it's only YouTube and Vimeo. So sorry, can't turn yet into a video quiz unless you first record then put it up into YouTube. And then all of your documents, you just have to make sure that you configure access. So if you're using an embedded Google Doc, Sheets, Slides, or Microsoft PowerPoint, etc., that you just make sure that it's visible to anyone who may be able to see it. And then when it comes to social media, you're going to need iframe. Here's a sample iframe code. You can always do widgets inside of widgets with BookWidgets. Say that 10 times fast. And then we even have a blog post on TikTok that will show that to you. So that brings us just about to the end. I got some handy resources for you all. If you ever need help, you can always reach out to us at support@bookwidgets.com and we will happily help you out. We have our webinars page where you can view previous webinars and register for upcoming ones. Next week's webinar is on universal design for learning with lots of accessibility features. We have tutorials and our knowledge base for frequently asked questions and for some guided for using BookWidgets. Our Facebook group is a great place to go with connecting with educators around the world. And also that BookWidgets blog and group inside of BookWidgets is a great place to see all of the widgets that we have created within our blog posts. So I am so glad our roads have crossed.